This is part 69 of Ocarina of Time 3D, and I'm going to be honest, I'm a little sad right now. We've talked about the Spirit Temple a lot in our, 3 years now?
Yes, we have. We've already commentated it once all the way through.
Yep.
And then it's been in numerous, not to spoil it, but it's been in numerous of our rankings,
Absolutely.
like top 10 dungeon rankings. So
it's kind of sad right now. This is going to be the last time for a long time.
We'll talk about somewhere down the road for some weird reason.
But anytime we finish one
could possibly be the last time.
It could be. Anytime we finish up talking one of our favorite dungeons, though, it is kind of a sad moment. We've had a lot of fun.
We reminisced a lot in the last part. Like,
Absolutely.
We sit there, we bash at the first two parts.
Yeah.
We kind of come to realize what we're doing in the third part.
Yep.
And then we start to reminisce and can't believe it's almost over in the last part.
I know.
So hopefully there's 4 parts.
That's what we're screwed. Obviously, since this is the last part, we will be fighting the dungeon boss. I guess I should tell you what we're doing.
Yes, which I already met earlier anyway. So
yeah.
But I think that's all we do. We kind of just walk around this room right here.
Yep.
Change some light directions, which we kind of talked about that, but changing all the light directions. Yeah, the puzzle, changing all the directions and how it all works to eventually bring down that platform. Just love the whole concept.
Just seeing it reflected from mirror to mirror to mirror, around this block of 4 rooms. I just thought it's not difficult per se, but it's just a really neat idea to send the one beam of light all the way around this square and back into the main room.
That's what's funny about this dungeon is it's not really that difficult. And we do have some difficult dungeons. We don't hate a dungeon because it's difficult.
No.
There are some that are like that, but it's shocking that we like it this much for it not being really that difficult at all.
It really isn't, to be honest. I
gotta stop you real quick because I know you saw me look at that flying pot.
Yeah.
And then I turned around, I was like, well, he's not going to do anything. And then bam, right in the back, that flying pot nails me. But go ahead,
That's such a cheap shot.
It is. Go ahead.
And how about this cinematic, though?
Yes.
Just with the elevator lowering down right in front of the face. And we've talked about how much we love this statue room repeatedly throughout the dungeon.
And then the concept of using your shield to crumble away the face. I also love that part of it. Hook shot into the door, which somehow makes.
You know how long it took me forever to realize you could hook shot across there?
Well, we didn't know we could hook shot to a wall. We didn't know we could hook shot to our boobies the first time I played.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things you could hook shot to in this dungeon that you really never thought of.
Yeah. And now it's kind of nice to finally come face to face with the Twinrova sisters, though, because we met them briefly. We didn't really meet them, but we saw them at the end of the Child Link portion.
We didn't go up and introduce ourselves, if that's what you're talking about. But,
now we definitely are.
Do you mind if I shake your hand? Hello, I'm Link.
Yeah, I don't know, after what I see them do here in a second with their magic, I don't think I want to shake your hand.
No. Now, did you have a point you wanted to say earlier before I interrupted you with the flying pods? I didn't know if you wanted to get in or not.
No, I think I was just talking about how it really is a simple dungeon. I mean, because we were kind of talking about
I just didn't want to cut you off and you forget about the point. It might have been an important point, but
I doubt it.
If it wasn't an important point, you probably would have remembered it.
I don't think it was important.
But anyways, the Iron Knuckle, I love that surprise look that she, in this situation, has on her face. I guess the other ones we really didn't know if it was a he or not.
Could have been girls.
But just the whole surprise looking oh crap, where's my weapon?
Just love that.
Just love that little wrinkle.
Me too. It's something a little different because we have fought. This is the 3rd time we fought the Iron Knuckles. So having something different at the beginning, and how about the surprise we get though?
Yeah, it's Neighboru.
At the end of the fight, there was Neighboru, brainwashed by the Twinrova sisters.
And this is what we said, she's actually been captured or brainwashed for 7 years now. It's actually a point that you made before we started the Spirit Temple that I did not think about. Yeah. You see her get captured as a child, and then you come back as an adult, and I didn't even think that she had been under their command or control for 7 years.
I wonder if she was just sitting on that throne the whole time.
Probably. Well, that's my whole other question. I kind of was getting to it at the end of, I think, part 2.
Yeah.
But there's, 3 throne or 3 dark, or Iron Knuckle. I always want to call them Dark Nuts. 3 Iron Knuckle rooms. I didn't know if they all had a throne. See,
they did.
think they do, but, okay, why are there 3 throne rooms?
Oh, who knows?
Twinrova and Ganondorf, maybe?
Maybe. But, I mean, even Neighboru, though, said she used this place as her hideout or her headquarters or whatever.
I find it interesting that there's 3 throne rooms.
Yeah.
And, what that means, obviously, theory video.
Yeah.
One day, why are there 3 throne rooms in the Spirit Temple?
I do think it's funny, though, in several of the Iron Knuckle fights, I think the Iron Knuckle destroys the throne, right off the bat. In that fight, he did, or she, I should say.
That's actually a good point. I didn't really pay attention to that to know the answer, but it could be possible.
But I do love, some of the banter we get back and forth.
Well, you love this boss. I'm okay. I'm so on the boss. I think I did end up ranking it in my top 15 bosses, but I know you had maybe 1 or 2 or something like that.
They were up there. It was number 1 definitely for Ocarina of Time. I can't remember. No, Star-Lord will always be number 1 overall.
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to remember.
But they were up there.
I can't remember. You probably had Koloktos.
Koloktos, I think, was up there.
So, no, I was thinking of the Ocarina. I don't know. I don't know. You've always ranked it very, very high as what I was getting at.
And I just... It's actually a little more difficult than the rest of the dungeon.
And I think that's one reason I didn't like it, because this first phase, trying to shoot their magic back at him was I always found that so difficult, even though I did good actually this time around.
And you brought this up, and I agree 100% with you, bringing up the fact that, again, fire and ice was not really what I was expecting in this boss
We've seen a lot of that in the dungeon, the concepts from other places. Now, I guess if you want to say the Ice Cavern and Fire Temple, it kind of comes from somewhere else. But just in a desert dungeon, you don't imagine a boss having ice and fire as a combination. But I really love that wrinkle in the game.
Me too. And conceptually, I love the idea of deflecting one's magic at the other, because you would think, the fire one would be weak to ice and the ice one would be weak to fire. But it could be tough if they did not get close to each other. Like in this shot, the other one's not even in the picture.
Well, one reason I think I always struggled was because I didn't Z-target the other one.
Yeah.
What you really should do is Z-target on the one that's shooting for a while.
Yep.
And then try to find the other one. If you Z-target on them, you'll actually aim your shield that direction. So that's the easy way to do it, but it's still kind of tough.
I can't believe that patch of ice right there when you were stuck on the edge didn't get you. I thought it was going to get you for sure.
I knew I had it the whole time.
You were as close to that corner without dropping over the edge as you could get.
But like I said, I do love the concept. Not always my favorite boss, because I always had struggles with the first part, but just I do love the concept, the wrinkle in the game, and everything.
It's just a great use of the mirror shield too, because we've used it obviously to reflect light, but now using it to reflect the ice and fire was cool.
Now before they join right here, which one would you rather be? Would you rather be the fire witch or the ice witch? Because I'm a guy fire. Yeah. I like fire. Fire's cool, so I'd probably go with that one.
I always liked Sub-Zero, so I'd go ice.
Sub-Zero?
I always loved him in Mortal Kombat. I didn't think
that Mortal Kombat was going to come to this situation, but it did.
He was always one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters.
Wow, that's a good reference right there. So I did not see that coming, but when the Twinrova forms to one big tall girl, and
love it.
That's a tall girl and a big girl. So
and that wink she gives us off the bat, that's a scary look.
I don't really I'm not tall, but I'm taller. I don't really like dang girls that are taller than me. So maybe that wink's for you. But when she winked at me, I wasn't feeling her.
Well, Twinrova's about 3 times your size.
Well, she's also trying to kill us.
That doesn't help.
That's not how you hit on me.
No.
You're not going to get a first date from me, if you're trying to kill me with fire and ice.
But I do love how she looks in their combined form. The one, I guess you call it ponytail, whatever you want to call it, is the fire, the other one's ice.
Pigtails.
Pigtails
be better.
So it's just such a cool look for her, and just the idea of charging up your shield now is something, again, we hadn't done yet. We never do it again as far as
Although the beeping could kind of get on your nerves a little bit when you're waiting to get that third charge, because what you got to do if you don't know is you got to charge up 3 times with the same attack and then shoot it back at her. So.
Which is kind of annoying if she won't send the same attack after you a couple times.
I was kind of surprised. I always found this phase so much easier than the first one. It kind of shocked me. A boss this late, usually the second phase is always more tough than the first phase, and so that to me was a little bit of a disappointment. Not a lot, but just a little bit.
Yeah. But man, you were right though. That siren or whatever you want to call it, when the beeping, when your shield is charging up, it can get kind of annoying.
I don't even talk about I think we spent all our energy on Twinrova now.
Well, one important thing to remember, and this is something that threw me off a few times, was the fact that when you're using the big Goron sword, you put your shield away because your sword is two-handed.
Yeah.
So make sure when you go back to, absorb her attacks, that you put away your sword so that you can actually use your shield. Otherwise, you just try to block with your sword, and that's not going to do you any good.
You know we run out of things to talk about because we go through the walkthrough part of
the
game. We get off topics. We're okay, now here you want to do this, and right here you want to do this, and that's basically. If we start talking about the walkthrough part, we ran out of things to say for a little while.
Well, to me, it's just something I learned because whenever you get her down there on the side, and you go,
sorry. Sorry.
Because I usually try to go for the jump attack just to do more damage. But if you jump across there and you don't have your sword drawn, then you can't.
And that was my problem. I actually should did the jump attack right there, but just I didn't have my sword equipped. And sometimes if you don't run over there fast enough, and you do a jump attack, you actually don't even get a hit on her. So
plus, it's a small platform that you're working on.
Yes. Now, did you say something about the banner of Twinrova yet, or not?
Very briefly, but I love their bickering.
Oh, I do too. Especially like I said right here, like how they're arguing about their age and they're actually twins and stuff. And so
and like bringing their theme back for this too. And and the
Halo. One of my favorite themes. Not my favorite theme, but just I guess for a character, like it's a character theme. Like that's definitely a theme that's up there.
It really. I love how they say we'll come back to haunt you.
But
and
how?
Actually,
like
they do appear in later games.
Yeah, but on what? Well, I guess actually Ocarina of Time is on the main first timeline, so I guess that's kind of how you could relate it to. So they don't haunt us in Majora's Mask. They actually treat us good and try to sell stuff. So,
but man, I am a little sad though. We are done with the Spirit Temple. We had
top 3 dungeon for both of us. So it went too fast.
It always does.
It does.
But this will go ahead and wrap up part 69 of Ocarina of Time 3D.